Hello, I'm Ann Collier and I'm a business coach. If you're not already familiar with business coaching, think of it as a kind of personal trainer for your professional life. So in the same way that a personal trainer can help you work towards getting fit, losing weight or running a marathon, a business coach can help you set goals for your work life, can provide support and challenge, and give you a structure and discipline that help you work towards achieving your goals. The purpose of this short video is to share with you some thoughts on career development and preparing for promotion. To start with, I think that the most important piece to get right is to be really clear about your destination. Know where you want to get to. We're probably all familiar with that popular interview question, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Well, it may be that you're not completely clear about where you want to be that far ahead. But even having a plan for 1 or 2 years will help you more effectively work towards achieving your goals. To be able to plan your career successfully, you need to have clarity about the direction in which you're pointing your boat. And if that's not something that you ever take time out to think about, the danger is that you'll just go around in circles, or worse, go nowhere at all. If you know where you want to get to, you're also able to make better choices. For example, if you decide that you want to specialise in a particular type of work or a particular transaction kind, that can help you be much more focused in your business development activities. You'll be able to concentrate on the clients that are most likely to give you that kind of work, rather than adopting a more scattergun approach, which can be very unproductive and also very time-consuming. Knowing where you want to get to can also help you be more selective about what work you do, so that you focus on the kinds of work that will help you to build your expertise or develop your profile, and also minimise how much time you spend on other areas of work that are not in line with your own goals. So that's my first point. Be really clear about where you want to get to. Once you've embarked upon your journey towards that destination, it is of course really important to regularly review your progress. Keep things under review and if necessary, be prepared to change direction. If you know where you're going, it's much easier to see when you're being diverted off track, and then you can take corrective action. It may be that your view will change, or for reasons outside your control, the path you've chosen becomes less attractive, more difficult, or even impossible. So it's really important to regularly review your progress and think about these things. You may need to reset your compass, either to a new destination, or just to put yourself back on track if you've taken a detour. Once you're clear about where you're heading, and you're reviewing that regularly, my next piece of advice would be to share that with the people around you who can help. If people don't know that you're keen to work for a particular client, they won't necessarily put you forward when the opportunity arises. If they don't know that you're really keen to do a secondment, then they won't think about you when an opportunity comes along. And don't assume that because you've told someone once that they will remember. You may need to keep reminding them. Everyone is busy and everyone has their own priorities, so don't hesitate to just gently remind them occasionally how they might be able to help. So the message here is, don't keep your plans to yourself. Let other people know so that they can help you. A key person who can really help is a sponsor. Most of us, perhaps even all of us, will have had a line manager. That's someone who monitors your performance and provides you with feedback. Some of us might also have had mentors, someone who can give you advice based on their experience, perhaps someone who's already achieved what you're seeking to achieve. But a sponsor plays a different role. A sponsor is someone who genuinely believes in you, someone who's able to create opportunities for you, perhaps to introduce you to people, get you involved in projects, help raise your profile, and generally to act as your champion. Often these relationships are very informal. They may not even be identified as sponsorship, but they can make a huge difference. So if you don't already feel that you have a sponsor, think carefully about who could fulfill that role for you and have a conversation with them. Tell them what it is you're hoping to achieve and how they might be able to help. Apparently, it's much less common for women to have sponsors than for men. Sponsorship seems to be something that happens quite naturally and informally between men, but it's much less common for women to find a sponsor. So the message for women, I think, may be that we need to take more positive steps towards identifying sponsors for ourselves and being more explicit about how we'd like them to help. My next piece of advice is to be very aware of your own strengths so that you can maximise them. We all seem to have a natural tendency to focus on our weaknesses or our areas for development and to overlook our strengths. So it's good to get into the habit of seeking feedback not only on the areas that you could improve upon, but also on those aspects of your performance that you do really well. We often don't even recognise our own strengths. We tend to assume that whatever we are good at, everyone else will be good at. So it can be very useful to have regular conversations with your line manager, particularly perhaps when you finish a significant piece of work, and to ask about what they thought you did well, what they really appreciated about your contribution, and what they'd like to see you repeat or do more of next time. You could also ask their advice on how you can make even greater use of those strengths. For example, if you're good at expressing yourself in writing, they might encourage you to write for professional publications. Or if you're the one in the team that's really good at keeping people informed, they might suggest that you take responsibility for organising the team meetings. To help you gain real clarity about your personal strengths, there are several psychometric tools available online. For a small fee, you can complete a questionnaire and instantly get a report. These can really help you identify not just the strengths that you already know about, but perhaps those that you're not yet aware of and certainly not using to full effect. So, to summarise, my recommendations so far. Firstly, identify a clear destination for where you want to get to and keep that under review. Secondly, share your goals with people you work with so they can help. Thirdly, find a sponsor who can act as your champion. Fourthly, identify your personal strengths and play to them. My fifth and final piece of advice would be to identify your USP. What is your unique selling point? Are you the go-to person for a particular area of expertise? Do you have a strong relationship with a key client? Do you have a unique set of skills or a particular type of experience? Are you well known in the market for something? If you don't already have a USP, then give some careful thought to what it could be, what you'd like it to be, and how you could work towards developing it. The more clearly you're able to articulate what it is that you have to offer, the better others will be able to appreciate your value. And if what you have to offer is something your organisation needs and is not provided by anyone else, the chances are that you're going to be someone your organisation will be really keen to retain. So when should you start thinking about these matters? I would say it's never too early to start. Obviously, there are going to be times in your career when you want to focus on these important issues, but I would suggest to start thinking about them early on. It's no good leaving it until you're seeking promotion and then beginning to think about it. Your profile and your reputation will take a long time to establish. So if you can start identifying networks and building your USP at an early stage, that will pay dividends down the line. That doesn't mean you need to have your 5-year plan set in stone, but a 2-year plan or a 1-year plan, even if it needs some adjustments to it in 6 months' time, will be really useful in helping you to achieve your goals. As a business coach, these are the sorts of areas I help people to think about in coaching sessions. It can be helpful to talk to somebody objective when you're thinking about personal goals and your own aspirations. A coach can also help keep you honest in terms of progress, reviewing where you've got to and holding you to account. I hope this video has been useful, and good luck with pursuing your career goals.